Hey everyone! In the last few hours, some new version 4.0 leaks have started circulating, and they're important enough that we really need to sit down and go through them. In this video, we're going to break down what's being leaked, talk about why it matters, and figure out whether these claims look legit or if they're just speculation. Save up to 25% on Oneiric Shards at lootbar.gg. To celebrate version 3.7, you can grab the 6,480 Oneiric Shard pack, normally $100 in-game, for just $76 on Loot Bar. That's 81 pulls, almost guaranteeing you a 5-star for your account while saving you $24. The process is super simple. Just enter your UID, select your server, and receive your crystals in under a minute. No password needed. Loot Bar uses official recharge channels, has hundreds of 5-star reviews, and partnerships with several big content creators that you probably know, so everything is completely safe. Loot Bar also supports PlayStation 5 and Xbox top-ups. Click the link in the description to get your discount. New users get an extra 10% discount, while returning users get 5%. The first leak says that version 4.0 will be delayed by about 3 weeks. Originally, version 4.0 was planned for January 28th, with the SP version of Sparkle in the first half and Yaoguang in the second half. But now the expected release date is February 18th, which lines up perfectly with the start of Chinese New Year. So instead of the usual 6-week cycle, we're looking at almost 2 months between version 3.8 and version 4.0. This timing makes a lot of sense, not just for Hoyo to take advantage of one of the biggest holidays in China, but also to give a completely unexpected twist to the launch of EDO Star. This delay is not only about the holiday schedule. EDO Star, the new planet we were supposed to explore in 4.0, is going through a massive rework. According to reliable leakers, the Benzaitengoku region, which was supposed to be our next stop after Amphorius, is being completely redesigned because of political tensions between China and Japan that escalated at the end of November. What leakers are telling us is that Hoyo will probably remove most of the Japanese references from this region and try to reshape it in a different direction. But before you panic, let's make one thing clear. EDO Star has not been cancelled. The planet will still exist. The main story is still the same. It is still Aha's territory, and the Elation path we were waiting for is still coming. What is changing is the visual style and cultural elements. Hoyo is only removing the Japanese references from the design. This means that characters who already leaked with designs heavily inspired by Japanese culture will probably have to be redesigned at the last minute. Version 3.8 only comes out on December 16th, and if 4.0 arrives in mid-February, that gives Hoyo basically just 2 months to make all these changes. Now let's talk about another leak related to the 4.0 changes. If you follow Honkai leaks, you know that Sparkle's alternate version was supposed to be the first character released. She would have a strong Japanese influence and would be the main push to introduce the region. But now, the character who will be released at the start of EDO Star will be Yaoguang. She is confirmed for the first half of 4.0, and she is one of the 7 Arbiter Generals of the Shanzhou Alliance. That leaves a big question. What will happen to Sparkle? Will she be cancelled? Maybe pushed aside to become just a secondary character in the region? There are a lot of questions. And we still haven't reached the most confusing part of this leak. It was mentioned that Yaoguang's marketing and rating have been boosted a lot for political reasons, reaching a level similar to the hype around the Herta. This is not a coincidence. Hoyo is clearly using this period as an opportunity to put maximum focus on Xianzhou characters, which are based on Chinese culture. We go from a region clearly inspired by Japan, with characters that look very Japanese, to a focus on Chinese-inspired characters instead. Honestly, it is a very delicate situation, and it is hard to know what to think about it. So leave your opinion and your point of view about this situation in the comments. Will Yaoguang become a central character in the story now? Or will EDO Star move from Japanese cultural references to mostly Chinese references? And then there is the question of Yae Sakura. She was supposed to be the main character of version 4.x and the character released during the game's anniversary, but she is deeply inspired by Japan. And without the Japanese references, she is not really Yae Sakura. We will probably see another delay for Yae's release in Star Rail. For you as a player, this 3-week period can actually work in your favor in several ways. First, you get more time to save Stellar Jade for the characters you already plan to pull. Second, Chinese New Year usually brings generous events and extra rewards, so Hoyo will probably use this moment to release some of the biggest events of the year. Third, while Hoyo is reworking EDO Star, at least you are not losing content. You will still get it later, just in a different form. Of course, it is sad in a way to lose all the Japanese references, but it is likely that in the future, when all this political tension ends, we will get more Japan-inspired content again. To sum up, version 4.0 is delayed by about 3 weeks and should arrive on February 18th during Chinese New Year. EDO Star is being redesigned to remove Japanese references because of real-world political tensions. But the planet is not cancelled. Yaoguang is coming in the first half as a strong, high-profile character. That's all for today's video. Tell me in the comments what you think about all of this. As always, don't forget to like the video and subscribe to the channel. See you in the next video!